Have you been frustrated by figuring out what's going to work for your watering system to irrigate your garden so that they don't die? One of the biggest issues about having a successful garden is having enough water or choosing the right plants that need minimal water in order to thrive. In my garden, I've made several decisions about watering. I have a number of solutions, and this time I'm going to show you about the irrigation system that I've created for my garden as being the most useful and cost-effective so far. Irrigating the garden is something that I've had to learn from scratch. My late husband owned the irrigation system in our garden. I was not allowed to touch one single piece of this for fear of being roasted alive. When we came to clear out the basement where all of his things were kept and his irrigation system was laid out on a long bench, I could see that he really didn't have any idea either of how the irrigation system should ideally go. There were bits and pieces that didn't fit. There were items that should have gone together, but because there was 1 or 2 millimeters difference, they just didn't go together. He must have spent a fortune and was a little embarrassed to tell me, I reckon. So it's not just you. I think it's that the companies are all in competition with each other, don't have irrigation systems that will match up. They're connected together. And once you get some idea of what you're going to be using them for, where you're going to be using them, and some of the pitfalls, they're going to annoy you like they annoyed me for months. It is a nightmare. I went to my local hardware store, this is Bunnings, and I have spent over an hour just standing in the aisle looking at all the different ideas of how to connect, what kind of systems, whether I should have drip or whether I should have a hose sprayer, because that's what my husband had, lots of different things. I settled on some overhead watering systems which were highly adjustable. This one from Pope has the ability to make it narrow or wider. And this I found really great in a small space in an urban area. I have them on a watering system, a timer. Best idea out is to have 2 outlets on one hose, which allows you to have 2 different systems going at 2 different parts of your garden. You can set them for how long you wish it to run for and how often. I just at the moment set them for a 24-hour cycle. These have actually been in operation through more than a year. They've lasted the test of time for the moment, and I have put a brass double outlet so that I can still have a hose connected to the tap just for general hosing for the ones that look like they're going to wilt. I've cut a hose exactly the length I need so I wouldn't keep tripping over it, and here it is ideally situated for the small space of the garden. Then I have a larger overhead sprayer. Again, the hose has been just cut to length and it's grown over by the no-mow lawn very nicely and just hides in amongst the lawn down here. Yes, it's clover, that shouldn't be there, that's got to go. But I find that this at the right pressure is the best way for the whole garden. So there you have it. That's how I have decided to water my garden as effectively as I can, using water targeted for the right place and the right amount. There are lots of other solutions for watering, and I have more information coming up in the next few videos. So join me then, and I'll see you soon on how else you can water your garden and keep your plants alive.